Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmitt. This is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching episode 2 of season 2 of The Witcher. What'd you think of the last episode?
I really enjoyed the first episode.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first episode more than I did the first season. I was a little bit confused by the first season. Like, it took me a little while to kind of get into it. And obviously with the knowledge of the first season, going into second season makes it easier to understand. But I feel like in general, it was just much easier to follow.
Yeah.
And it's intense. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of storylines going on.
There are definitely a lot of storylines going on with a lot of different characters. Last episode, or the first episode of season 2, definitely felt a little bit more self-contained.
Yeah.
Kind of like a, beginning, middle, end story for Geralt and Ciri. Gonna be interested to kind of see how it goes forward as all of the characters' stories, I assume, start to cross paths.
Right.
I've definitely seen some mixed reviews for this season between, book fans or TV fans, video game fans. So far, the first episode was really strong for me. I'm just excited for more Witcher content. So far, so good for me.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on our Instagrams, Twitch, or Twitter, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the episode. Is this real?
I was only at the market, yeah.
There's a flashback.
I can't wait to grow old together.
This is definitely not real.
Oh.
The family we all...
Oh. Oh my God.
Give her to me.
Jeez.
That was intense. Burned a baby. So they definitely got captured after last episode.
We'll be saved. I have faith.
Forget faith. We've got power.
Just do it themselves. Alright, so elves.
I've never seen so many elves.
I come bearing gifts.
It's definitely a lot of elves altogether.
The Nilfgaard's fight is with the northern kingdoms, not with the elves. Set us free. Promise to grant you
Okay, that was easy.
I'm also an elf.
Alright.
Have you ever shed a tear over anything elven?
The blood of the elf, but not the culture of the elves.
You don't need our people anymore, Philivandrel. We shipped their heads back to Aretusa as a reminder of elven glory.
It's not looking good for them.
This is your home. How many did you say there were?
Last I checked, we were 20. Now, maybe less.
Definitely kind of feels like less.
If there weren't fires going, I would be concerned.
That's true.
We thought you got lost or killed.
Not yet.
Made a fucking entrance. Who's back?
Probably like, who the hell is this?
Vesemir. I had to make a few stops.
A warm welcome.
Yeah.
Look like the old shit.
Doesn't look great.
You should see the other guy. Battle lasted 6 hours.
Sort of. Fire through the heart. 6 hours in, that didn't occur to you?
Forgot a little bit of his training.
Who the hell are you?
Princess Cyrilla of Sintra. Pleasure to meet you.
All right. A pretty steep price if you fall off.
While swinging a sword.
You promised you wouldn't claim the child. I said, good. Still a big mistake.
I had to save her.
And you knew I would call you out on it.
Yeah.
You brought her here anyway.
No real other place to go.
Princess.
Let's go.
I mean, I know Eskel from the games, I believe. He's giving off some bad vibes right now.
They're all shells.
At least this one doesn't have a hole in it.
Has a smaller hole.
Right.
Josiah said elven mages were dead.
She was wrong. Or lied.
Definitely gonna have to make themselves useful somehow.
The white robe hides her face, but I know it's Itheline guiding us to safe haven. We will rebuild. I will not let us down.
There's a lot of cracks in this
Yeah.
bunch that they could...
Kind of exploit.
Yeah.
I've heard there hasn't been a pure-blooded elf born in decades.
We've dreamt of robed figures too.
Oh, just straight with it.
Hers is red, mine is black. If you free us, perhaps we can work together.
Perhaps we're the key.
Close.
Oh, dang. Hopefully whatever they found is not worth it.
And you want to kill him? We don't kill out of fear. We kill to save lives. Do you understand?
I mean, he did kill a lot of her people.
What's that?
Definitely sounds like a bunch of people. Where the hell did all these people come from?
What is this?
Eskil found some friends down the mountain.
This came from Eskil, huh?
We don't pay for talk.
Keeps covering up his shoulder quite a bit.
When I find a princess, the last thing I'm gonna do is play knight.
Whoa. Becoming a problem real quick.
Yeah.
I want to say in the games, he's kind of like a shithead, but he's a good person.
Yeah, there's a lot of hostility there.
This might be their chance if they're being brought here. They're not being brought here to be killed.
Yeah. Wonder what they found.
Perhaps his deathless mother's one of the old gods.
What designs would either have with two humans?
Something's happening.
Well,
Did someone say something specific?
She's calling us.
Does she and I get a vote on joining your prayer circle?
One of the oldest monsters, a demon, long extinct. That's what she used to kill him.
Oh man.
Geralt said I'd be protected here.
It's hard to do when I don't know who I'm protecting.
fair enough.
Yeah, good points. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Straight up growing a tree out of his back. What the hell? Where the hell are they? I thought they were like underground.
Yeah.
Turn your front to me. Hut. Hut.
It's going bad for both of them.
After Kaer Morhen fell, you and a batch of mutated orphans. Were you ready?
No, I told you how to fend for yourselves.
Pretty good lesson right there. Uh-oh. It's gotta be Eskil. Yeah, party's over.
Look alive, girl, we've got company.
Don't barge into a girl's room waving about a sword, you moron!
Just following fucking orders.
That was funny. I mean, I have to assume the girl he was with is already brutally dead, probably.
Yeah, they're probably gonna find her first.
Well, if he turned into the thing he killed, the Leshen, I believe, they need, what, fire through the heart?
Yeah.
Did I save you from the playhouse to be a child?
I'm not scared, and I don't do help.
We're all just freaking out in this house.
Even with numbers, you'd be lost. You need friends, allies that know this land as if it were their own.
What the hell is this house trying to do to all of them?
The first pure elf for years.
Is she pregnant?
Been with child before. None have come to term.
All you need to do is ask.
You're not Itheline, are you?
This house is like trying to get them to wish on something.
It's early late.
Oh man, she lost all her powers.
Move, damn it! Fucking parlor tricks!
Beg me to take it from you.
Oh no. They're having a very rough time in that house.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my god. So far, so good. Hopefully this doesn't take him 6 hours. Oh, crap. Man, he got messed up real quick. Man, why'd you put the fire down, though?
Whoa.
Oh, crap. Just trying to, like, break through to him.
I thought I could fight it.
Oh, no.
I thought you could help me.
I mean, you didn't ask for help. Hell yeah, Vesemir.
Look, witches fight, we run.
No, stay. Ciri, stay. Is he infected, though, with that cut? Doesn't he get treated?
Yeah, it was like the same location.
All right, 2-0. Oh. Oh, perfect. Not going anywhere now. Oh. Oh, crap. You're out of time, Geralt.
Please.
Damn. Oh. Man, they wanted to save him. Just couldn't let Vesemir die.
You did what you had to do.
Kill a fellow Witcher.
Wasn't him anymore.
No. The house just spit them back out?
If she really is that evil, why does she let you go?
Man. She stayed.
The world outside these walls is a dangerous place. Times are changing, even here.
It's a lot of dead Witchers.
This continent was meant for no one. Just keep your sword close and keep moving.
Taking Vesemir's advice. And he just got finished fighting, and now is going straight into training. All right, that was episode 2 of The Witcher. What'd you think?
A little harder to follow than the last episode.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusing dialogue, tons of, I guess you could say, characters and stuff. So it wasn't as self-contained as the first episode. Mm-hmm. We're not jumping between different timelines anymore, but we're still jumping between different scenarios for quite a few characters.
Yeah. I mean, we really only had like the 2 main, I guess, areas.
Right.
But there's just a lot going on between both spaces. We didn't really get to see a whole lot of Ciri and Geralt and their kind of relationship blooming until the very end there.
Yeah.
But we got to go and see Kaer Morhen.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not what Geralt was anticipating when he brought Ciri there. It was supposed to be kind of more of a safe haven.
Right.
And which it didn't turn out to be, but not really out of anybody's fault.
No. So, I mean, I've played the majority of Witcher 3 and Witcher 2. My memory's terrible, but from what I remember, Eskel is alive in the games, which take place after the books. But the TV show follows the books, and the games aren't necessarily canon to the books. So there's definitely room for interpretation everywhere. From what I remember, Eskel was kind of like wise cracking talker. I can't think of a better way to put it. But he was a good Witcher.
Yeah.
And this, when he showed up, he immediately had kind of bad vibes, which, I mean, he was wounded from a Leshy, I believe that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his storyline is in the books, but he's gone now.
Yeah, I mean, that was sad too, because obviously, you know, he seemed like he was still an overall good person.
Yeah.
He just, you know, they had that kind of banter. Him and Geralt, they already kind of had that relationship. And obviously, Geralt did everything in his power to not have to kill him.
I mean, I really enjoyed that fight, especially when Vesemir came in and they were kind of fighting together.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I mean, you could see how well they could fight alongside another Witcher.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Vesemir and Geralt hooked him, try to get him into place, and even Geralt had the fire in the first place and kind of threw that away, and I was like, what are you doing? And then, but I'm just straight to, oh, he's a monster, just kill him.
Right.
But Geralt, from the very beginning, was trying to save him.
Right. And obviously he was well past that point, and he did even establish that he didn't know when he came back that it was going to be something that would just immediately take over him.
Yeah.
So that was sad that they lost another Witcher, and to see that kind of scene of just all of the hanging pendants.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, they're down. I mean, even when they first came, Geralt was like, the last time I was here, there was 20. There's probably fewer.
Yeah.
I mean, we were down to maybe like 7, 8 or something like that?
Sub 10, I think.
So that was definitely rough. I mean, Geralt didn't have a choice. It was either choose between Eskel and potentially try to save him, or just save Vesemir.
Right.
So that was a sick moment, though, where he kind of lit his blade on fire.
Yeah.
That was a really cool fight, but it also sucked because you lose a Witcher and a character that maybe a lot of people are familiar with. But it was still interesting to kind of see that rough decision making. It just goes back to there's never really like a good or bad choice. Like, yes, he saved Vesemir, but he had to kill another Witcher.
Right. And we kind of had that foreshadowing when he first came in and he's talking about it and he's like, oh, I spent 6 hours. And they're like, you didn't realize? And it's like, well, because he didn't actually get to that point.
No, he did not fight very well if it took him 6 hours, pretty much.
And took him over, essentially.
and yeah, got possessed. But it's also interesting to hear how I think we got a little bit of dialogue last episode, how the monsters and stuff are acting differently. Like, even during winter, they're not supposed to be out, or they're supposed to be hibernating, and they're not anymore. And I think even Vesemir said, like, oh, that's impossible. Like, it should have been impossible for him to be infected like that. So clearly we're in a situation where things are acting way different.
Yeah, and I think the situations are evolving from what anybody's used to.
Yeah. So that was an interesting fight scene for sure, and how that played out. Even though we got a little bit of it, I really do like the dynamic between Geralt and Ciri.
Yeah, at the end, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was a cool moment to just watch them, and I think we knew that this was going to happen. He was going to have to train her.
Yeah.
And I think he was doing everything that he could to protect her and not have to do that. But it just goes to show, I mean, even in the place that he thought that would be the safest for her, she really kind of got lucky that she was safe in where she was.
Right.
But things could have escalated so quickly and she wouldn't have been.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what happens if Eskel turned just slightly earlier when it was just him and her kind of near the bedroom?
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, following Vesemir's kind of advice and words, Geralt finally came to the realization that, you know, the best way to keep her safe is if she can keep herself safe also.
Right. Yep.
But I do like the little differences. Like, Geralt told her to stay where she was in the kind of like dungeon area where they were kind of dissecting, and then she didn't. And Geralt was kind of like, I was hoping that she would listen to me. And then, you know, Vesemir was kind of like, what'd you expect?
Yeah.
But the second time when Geralt was like, or not even really, I don't even know if it was Geralt, but when she was told to stay in that room,
yeah,
even though everyone else didn't follow those directions, she did.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that, just like little example of her kind of taking some advice and listening.
Yeah, and a little more trust.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a lot more of their relationship kind of blossom, but I did like just the small little things that we got to see this episode.
Yeah, it was just enough of like a little taste to be like, man, you see how Vesemir and Geralt fight with each other? I can't wait to see a scene, hopefully this season, I don't know, of Ciri and Geralt fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And the other part of the story was kind of Yennefer's overall story with Frangilla and I believe Francesca. That was definitely a little bit more confusing. I mean, they kind of went down to this tomb, but then they were outside again, maybe. The house that was actually maybe a witch that was giving them all specific dreams.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, what's happening?
Yeah, no, it was kind of a lot to unpack, and I feel like they were definitely all kind of taking from that what they wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, Yennefer's the one that kind of ended up, I mean, she came obviously to the realization that her powers are no more, at least for now.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's terrible for her because, I mean, all she wanted was power and powers, and then she got that, and then she was like, all she wanted was a kid.
Yeah. And
she can't have that. So now she doesn't have a kid, the ability to have a kid, or powers. She literally has nothing, which goes into that scene of her literally just screaming in the rain.
Right. Which, I mean, that was super sad, and she's completely alone now.
Yeah.
And then we have Frangilla, who seemingly kind of gave in to the cloaked...
Yeah, to the house witch.
Individual.
Yeah.
So she's going to be going off with the elves.
Right.
So I'm interested to see. I definitely don't think that's... I mean, they're absolutely going to be crossing paths again very soon. But I'm interested to see kind of how that's going to work. Everything's kind of going to come to fruition or not, with there only being 2 of them out of the 3 of them that were having those dreams.
Right.
You know, with the 3 different colored cloaks. So I don't know. If they don't have Yennefer, is that going to make a difference.
That she doesn't seem like she's playing along with the other two.
Right.
I have no idea. Yeah. Or that witch is, I don't know what the grand scheme was or not, but maybe it's just done. Like it's just, okay, whatever, you're out now and go free.
Yeah, it was very strange. So I'm interested to see kind of what happens. Obviously the elves are struggling.
The elves are struggling. I'm surprised there's that many elves all in one place.
Right.
But it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my ally. I believe that's the saying. Yeah. So it's like Frangilla was like, look, you know, Emir, the White Flame, we're not coming for elves. Like, we're coming to take over the Northern Kingdoms, and we're trying to stop all of the oppression and stuff.
Right.
Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it's kind of their own way of looking as like, yeah, we're conquering and killing everyone, but our goal is to unite everyone once we complete our mission.
Yeah.
And, you know, for the elves, it's like, okay, well, we also hate the Northern Kingdoms too because they're wiping us out and treating us like shit.
Right.
So, okay, we'll join forces. So it's definitely going to be interesting how Frangilla and Francesca kind of collaborate.
I really do think that they're going to need Yennefer.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Yennefer kind of needs to get her shit together and figure out what's going on with her own chaos.
I mean, yeah, that I don't even know how you get that back or anything, because it doesn't even seem like she should have lost it in the first place.
Well, I mean, they said you mess with fire.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Frangilla definitely did a lot of evil magic as well, and she still seems fine. So I don't know. It's almost like Yennefer depleted everything because she did such a crazy attack, burning that entire battlefield.
Right.
That's like her body's like, give me a couple months to kind of recuperate or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out between those three kind of mages, especially Yennefer, now that she's alone with no powers, and Geralt thinks she's dead. So it's not even like Geralt's like they're looking for her or anything. Definitely setting up a lot. Definitely a little bit harder to follow than last episode, but the highlights that I enjoyed from this, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I think this was definitely more of a slow burn. That first episode really captured us and got us in, and we're, you know, ready to go. And this was much more of a slow burn, but there was a lot happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of setup.
Yeah, definitely a lot of setup. So I'm most excited just to see what happens with Geralt and Ciri training.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I mean, obviously, I think Ciri is going to be such a badass when she's like fully trained.
Well, because you don't know anything for the future, because I don't even think you've ever even seen the games.
No, I don't know anything about the games. I don't know anything about the books. All my knowledge is literally just from the first season.
Yeah. So you're excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Obviously, I know that there's a reason that everybody wants Ciri.
Right.
So she already has that potential, and I already have that knowledge that she's going to be unstoppable, essentially. But I'm really excited to see how that kind of plays out, and especially with Geralt's training.
Right. So if you would like to see the full-length reaction to this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you would like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, peace everyone.
Bye.
Bye.